Good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning. No viewers at this moment, but
No
they'll come.
viewers.
But hello to everyone watching this after the fact. Thanks. Some of
I'm,
you watch for as long as 3 minutes in.
That's something.
Hello, viewer, and two. and
I'm
three.
hearing myself on your end, Lance. I'm getting a little
Are
bit
you?
of feed. Mm-hmm. Was that look because I'm hearing myself or because your coffee is strong?
My coffee is strong.
Why did you make the coffee so strong?
I didn't mean to. Made it the way I always make it. Hi, Jessica. Good to see you. Or hear you, or read.
It's Jessica.
Jessica. Well, we got to do our opener.
Are we going to try and sync
Yeah,
it?
let's do it. So 3, 2, 1.
Lance and Steven in the
morning. Oh, it was better than before.
I don't know. Was it though? We are, as soon as this is over, hey, Janice is here.
Hi, Janice.
My wife, this is her first time watching it live.
Oh, first time viewer. Welcome. And hi, Amanda, as well.
I think she's watched all of our shows. It's just been after the fact. Yeah.
I don't know. My wife has done that, so.
No.
Well, what do we got today, Steve?
You like my mug?
Yeah, it's a good mug.
Does anybody know what that's from? That's the question.
I don't.
We'll put it out there. We'll see if people.
Do you recognize Steve's mug?
I'm not going to say anything until.
This is my mug.
Yeah, I recognize that.
Yeah. Let me know if you know what this is all about.
It's happening tomorrow.
Yeah.
My girls are excited.
Janice says the gunslinger.
Well, that's because she knows. You're spoiling it.
That's like Kim answering the Newfie phrase of the day. That's just not fair.
I bet you Janice will answer the Newfie phrase of the day too, will she?
You Newfoundlanders have to give the people from away need a chance to try and get the Newfie phrase.
The people from away. I really appreciate that, Lance. That's nice. Yeah. Nicole knew it. Yeah.
There you go.
She misspelled Stephen King. It's spelled the same way I spell my name.
With the PH.
With the PH. That's
Steven.
the refined English. I guess. I don't know. It's French. Maybe it's French.
Is that it? Oh, good. Thanks, Janice, for waiting so people can guess the Newfie phrase.
So, how did you feel waking up this morning to third winter? Is it third winter now?
Something like that. Resigned. This is just the way it is.
It is. This is the way.
This is the way it is. But here's the thing. Already, it looks like it's melting, and it's not even afternoon yet. So that I just try to remember it's gonna be here for like a day, and then it's gonna go away, and then I'll be back out there on my bike.
It's disappointing because I had just noticed the buds on the trees. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
The buds are just, and so I'm concerned for the trees. Like, you get a shot of winter again like this, that's got to be hard on them.
I think they're okay.
Those poor trees.
They're fine. They're used to this. They grow up here. They know what the weather's like.
They're like wearing their shorts and t-shirts when it's 6 degrees. They grew up here.
Yeah.
Flip-flops and all that stuff, right?
Yeah. Jessica, yeah, I did get a new bike. I actually, a few different people joined forces to alleviate my poverty to enable me to buy a new bike, and so I'm very grateful. And then there was a bike that just worked out for me to get. So yeah, I do have a new bike. It's wonderful, and it's great too because it's the proper size for me, short little me. Yeah, so already taken my kids out for like 6 bike rides. It's been awesome.
That's fun.
Yeah.
That's fun. We went this past weekend because the weather was beautiful, and we thought, this is it. This is summer's here, and we looked at some bikes, but we bought a little patio set for chairs and a little love seat and coffee table, kind of an idea. Set up a little thing on our patio, and I saw something that I never thought I wanted, but now that I've seen it, and the idea is percolating up here, I can't get it out. One of those gazebo things on a patio, right? I'm almost convinced that's because our deck is perfect because we get the sun. We're south facing, right? So we get the sun all day long back there, and I may buckle.
You should do it.
I may buckle.
Yeah, do it and put like twinkle lights in it.
Yeah, although sun doesn't go down till 11 o'clock or whatever.
That's true. Yeah,
you'll have to be able pretty late to enjoy them.
Yeah, but you could go out there and have dinner with Janice and twinkle lights and a little heater or something. Wouldn't that be so nice, Janice?
You're gonna cost me. You're gonna cost me more than what this is. You're telling me to put in a propane heater and everything out there now.
Yeah. Oh, and I think Janice wants a hot tub too, Steve.
Yeah, that's nice of you to vouch for her.
Well, she's not disagreeing. So.
No, she's not.
So
I don't know, what do other people enjoy doing in the summer in their yards? Are there little setups you have that you enjoy?
Yeah, what's your backyard summer enjoyment? For us last year, it was we have this little kiddie pool, like 1-2 inches deep or whatever, and we had because May was freshly born, but we were out in the backyard like daily. We filled up that little pool, put your feet in it. Kids were playing, throwing the ball for the dog, that sort of thing.
Yeah, we did that one year.
Yeah.
We did that one year. We had a pool, but it was we didn't think it through because it was more than a kiddie pool. It was about a foot, maybe even 1.5 feet of water you could put in this thing.
Oh, really?
But so when you filled it up, it was wonderful. Like the girls could get right down in it and like lie down, and it was covering them up, which was fantastic, and it was super fun. But there was no way to drain it.
Oh.
It was so heavy when it was filled up.
Yeah.
And it didn't have a natural drain thing. And I'm like, and then the water got dirty and it started to go stale. And it's like, oh man, that's a lot of water to try to change out.
Yeah. Oh, I hate that feeling of lifting it.
Yeah.
And then bends in half, and then the water runs out down your yard. Yeah.
You're just yanking it to try to get it.
Nathan's planning a Ninja Warrior style play set for the kids. Whoa, that does sound cool.
Are you sure that's for the kids and not for Nathan?
Very, very observant question, Steve. So, Steve, do you have a Newfie phrase of the day for us?
I do have a Newfie phrase of the day.
Okay, what is it?
It's one you've probably heard. I've probably used it on you before. I dies at you.
I dies at you.
I dies at you.
So, all of our wonderful Newfoundlander viewers, please don't answer right away. Let the people from away try to guess what I dies at you could possibly mean. I feel like this is kind of an intuitive one. This one makes more sense to me.
Yeah, it does, because I think you got it. You got it.
Yeah.
First time I used it, you kind of had an understanding of what I was saying.
Yeah. So Jessica said you're funny.
Yeah, it's pretty much. My wife's texting me. There's a delay
Janice,
when we
he's
respond.
on a show. He's live.
She's texting me. She's saying there's the delay before her comments show up. That's because Lance delays it, Janice. Lance shows when he puts the comments up. He chooses. He sees them when you put them up, but then he has to put them up for people to see.
See, I can even go back, Janice.
You can go back and draw your old comments.
Back in time. And if you say not nice things to me, I don't have to bring them up. Yeah, you're killing me.
You're killing
me. In the funny sense, I imagine, not the.
Yeah, I dies at you. Yeah, it's in the humorous. You're killing me. It's funny. You're hilarious. All those kinds of things. Yeah. You're a funny guy. And so I've used that phrase for Lance. I dies at you because Lance is a funny guy.
Careful. That'll go right to my head. Oh, thanks, Janice. You shouldn't encourage me too much because I'm not always funny. The funnier I try to be, the less funny I am.
Well, and I think that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
You need to get unfiltered Lance who's not trying. He's hilarious.
Yeah. Lance loves not trying at most things in life.
Lance excels best when he's not trying.
Yeah. See, well, guys, thank you. Yeah, careful. Say nice things about Steve too. Steve's funny.
That's good. That's good. So Lance, we've had some suggestions of some things we can integrate.
That's right.
And you liked one of those ideas, which I said I think you should run with that. And that's going to be Lance's life hacks.
A new segment to our show.
Life hacks with Lance.
So I'd love to hear your life hacks. For those of you who've never really heard the term before, I think most people have. But the idea of a life hack is it's things you do to make things convenient or easier.
So I shared one with you.
Yes. What was your one?
Which is something I guess maybe other people already knew, but I had no idea. I only learned this about 4 years ago. When I would gas up my vehicle, you take your gas cap off, and like a troglodyte, I would just lay the gas cap on the roof or the trunk or hold it in my hand. But all of the cars have a little slot on the door of your where whatever they call that little door where your gas cap is, where you can just lay the thing.
Yeah.
And I had no idea. No idea.
So for years you've just never caught on to that.
No, for years I'm gassing my car, holding this thing in my hand or laying it on the trunk or just like I said,
holding your gas cap like a chump, hey?
Yeah, just like yeah, and I only, like I said, I was like 36, 37 years old before I realized. Yeah. Which is funny. That means my father probably didn't know because that's where I would have observed, right?
Yeah.
Unless he knew and he never told me and kept it a secret, laughing at me all those years.
But that's one of those things I would say is like, that's so easy to miss. And like, is it really that much more convenient?
Oh, I found it incredibly convenient.
Yeah. Yeah, lots of the newer cars, they're just attached already. So I often just let them hang there. But
they're attached. But here's the interesting: my new CRV doesn't even have a gas cap.
Oh, really?
It does not have a gas cap.
Interesting.
Yeah.
How does that work?
It's like when you put the nozzle in, there's like two little flaps that go down. They're spring loaded.
Oh.
But the problem with that is you can't just fill it up with a regular gas can now. Like you've got to have a bit of a metal funnel to go in there, or
Right.
it won't push it open.
Yeah. Okay, interesting. So it looks like Nicole also didn't know.
Mm.
And she doesn't have a gas cap either. So yeah. Janice knew though.
She's smart, that woman.
Yeah.
That's why she's an educator at our prestigious college.
That's
and
right.
I'm just doing this on a Thursday morning.
Yeah. Not educating whatsoever.
No.
So I have a couple life hacks to share because I think life hacks are super fun. So these are the ones that came to my mind. So in the theme of vehicles, I'm often filling up my car with gas, like not all the way, but just like 15, 20 bucks at a time. And you'll notice when you're doing that when it gets close to being at you filled to the limit, you notified it starts to slow down, right? And so like that last dollar of gas you're putting in, it's like just dragging on. And being a very impatient person, I found a life hack where I tell it that I want to put $16 in, but I only fill it up to $15. So you can avoid the slowdown at that last dollar. You just stop at that point.
And it doesn't charge you, hey, for the extra dollar?
No, it just charges you what you
actually
put into it. Yeah. So there's a life hack. If you're not filling up your car all the way, tell it to set the limit for $1 more than you're planning, and you will save precious 8 seconds of the time. And of course, life hacks often have to do with saving time as well as convenience. And so another life hack is if you have important reading to do, or you're trying to get the news read, get into reading the news more, or maybe you are trying to develop the habit of Bible reading, a great place to do it is on the toilet because you're there anyways. I think civilized human beings will spend at least a couple minutes doing all their business there, and so you might as well read. And so bring your phone with you, flip open to your news app or your Bible app or something, read a little bit, finish up, wash your hands, you're good to go. So there's another life hack for you.
There you go.
Yeah.
Life hacks. And this has been Life Hacks with Lance.
Yeah.
Making your life easier.
Yeah. One last one. To make your bread last longer, put it in the fridge. And put other bread in the freezer, and then it'll keep longer.
So is that true? It'll really keep longer in the refrigerator?
Yeah. Oh, totally.
Never knew that.
Well, I mean,
our bread doesn't last long enough.
I should say that as well. Mine, I suspect it lasts longer.
Yeah. No, we Newfies, we like our bread.
Yeah. Yeah. So, we needed to do a reveal.
You've got a good one.
So I was again sitting on the toilet this morning. Yeah, fridge bread for the win, Jessica. I was sitting on the toilet doing my news reading this morning, so my life hack. And I came across an article that talked about a Canadian billionaire, Frank Stronach, designing. Apparently, one day he was sitting in traffic and hated that it was congested. And he was looking at all the vehicles and noticed that all the vehicles around him had only one person in it, and thought, wouldn't it be better if the vehicles we were all driving in the city were just designed to fit one person? And so he designed a vehicle for just that purpose. And I forgot to pull up the picture, but here it is. Share this. Here we go. There it is, the SARIT, SARIT, which stands for the Safe, Affordable, Reliable, Innovative Transportation.
Yeah. So, I mean, you were telling me about this morning, and I don't know that it's a complete revolution of the automobile industry like he thinks it's going to be.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Because it goes 32 kilometers an hour.
It's got a 100-kilometer range. It's an electric vehicle with a 100-kilometer range. It's like a glorified golf cart, basically, on 3 wheels.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, here's the interesting thing, Lance.
What's that?
When I go down to Florida, in the place where my parents have their home down there, the double wide trailer that they have, it's in a gated community or whatever. Tons of people driving golf carts around that community. Very convenient in those kinds of things. But like Kathy says, and that's a great point, what about in the wintertime?
Yeah,
I mean, look at the tires of that thing. You think that's going to navigate snow?
No. That would not make it in Grand Prairie. That's for sure.
That wouldn't survive a pothole here.
No. And I mean, so they're electric too. Forgot to mention they're electric. So getting up in a cold winter snowy morning with ice on the windshield, will this thing even start up in the heart of winter?
No.
But also,
I think it's kind of meant for city driving only, and only in certain months.
Yeah. But then here's what I was thinking too, is 32 kilometers an hour. If you're driving even just in Edmonton, it's going to take you like 3 times as long to get anywhere, because you can't go on the Anthony Henday going 32 kilometers.
But I'd love to see those vehicles on the Henday trying to go 30 kilometers an hour.
Yeah. The only places in the city where you're supposed to go 32 is like a school zone or a bike trail.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna take you a while to get anywhere. That's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a quaint idea. It, maybe fun to go get your ice cream in the evening sometime, go for a little spin around town like you would bike somewhere or something.
Yeah.
But I don't know the practicality of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if it would start up. Yeah, the battery life would be short. Yeah. So that was just our fun little thing we got to chatting about. Just don't know that it will be a game changer. I'd like to point out a Facebook user, just per my reading on the toilet comments. Bowel surgeon in Canada states that reading in the bathroom is detrimental to the bowel.
Interesting. I'm going to have to look this one up now.
But here's what I'm
down the rabbit trail.
When I read that, I'm imagining that it's because when you're reading on your phone or something, I think you're typically like bent over, arms resting on your knees, looking at your phone, which is not good potty posture. You ever see those things, like the potty stools and stuff like that? They're supposed to help.
Potties? Yeah.
The squatty potties, yeah. Bring your legs up to get you in the right position for most efficient bowel cleansing on the can.
Well, you wouldn't talk about on a Thursday morning.
Nothing's sacred.
It's good.
The Asetta BMW looks better as a car. Oh, I've not seen that. What's that look like?
I don't know. We're getting sent down all these rabbit trails here now.
Yeah. You know what's funny, Steve? Is that we keep after every show, we talk about how, man, we need to keep it to like 20 minutes. And we never do. We're already 25 minutes in.
But you know what? I like it looks like a little VW. It looks like a little mini Volkswagen Bug almost.
Yeah, it does look nicer. It's more, yeah. Kathleen, I'm glad you think we're funny. I'm glad someone does. Surgeon says it's straining on the bowel. Yeah, interesting. Okay, so maybe it's not a good life hack. It's like I just told you to go take up smoking or something. I encourage you
Lance
to.
just said, "Hey, you'll be able to read more, but your bowel's going to pay the price for it."
So what do you want to invest in, your mind or your bowels? I don't know.
It's so good.
Oh, Maggie, that's so sweet. We're happy. This is why we do this, is
That's exactly why we do it. And the good thing is we get comments, and some people have said, should and I've thought, should we deal with some more serious topics or whatever, two pastors coming on a Thursday morning, but
talk about nothing.
to talk about bowel movements and reading in the bathroom and little 3-wheeled cars. But we get comments that people just really appreciate just the lighthearted, just needed that thing this week. And that's why we had started out to do it, because I've sat in our coffee conversations and I missed them this year, because we would sit and we'd have all kinds of conversations. Sometimes it would be serious, but it always was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I think we can even get to the point you have a serious conversation and it can still be fun and funny and lighthearted, because I really get that. When I read the Gospels, I think some people read the Gospels and they picture Jesus with an angry look on his face all the time, or a stern look. I picture him with a smile and a smirk. I mean, he told stories. That's how he taught. You can't be a storyteller and be like this all the time.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hung out, ate fish with people.
Ate fish. Yeah.
Hello again, Marcello.
Hey, Marcello is back.
Check out his Bolivia's electric small cars. I'm gonna check that out in a minute. Yeah, if you're watching, follow that link in the comments. See what Bolivia is driving around.
I think again, warmer climates, right? Winter. I mean, can you imagine having one of those guys out there today trying to get to work?
Oh, well, today would be fine. It's
I don't know,
man. A little bit of snow. It's not even on the road, Steve. There's still too much of the island in you still.
Your battery would be drained completely.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't be good. But so do we have any announcements we need to share, Steve?
At CFA this week, sure. I can talk about that for a second. So Mother's Day is still coming up.
Yeah.
Still going to happen.
Yep.
And Pastor Lance is going to be speaking and looking for input. And we've had some interaction with what you've posted online, right? And so it's good.
Yeah.
And if you still want to comment some ideas as a mom to interact with that, you can find it here on our Facebook page. And Lance would love to hear from you and integrate some of that into his message as he's speaking. And it's in May, and registrations are now open for Sunday services throughout the month of May. So you can pre-register for any Sunday in the month. I'm going to be speaking on May 2nd if you want to hear more of me. Some people like my preaching. Others find it not so much, but I like my preaching.
Have people told you they don't like your preaching? I feel like people are too chicken to actually do that.
No. People have found it challenging at times, we'll say.
But is that Is that because of your preaching or the content?
The content,
challenging?
probably. The content.
Oh, that's fine. That's okay.
I like to bring challenging content.
Yeah.
So, and VBS, ministry volunteers. Nicole, like most people do. Most people do. Let's be honest. I'm just being.
I heard many people say actually that you had the best camera presence in preaching when we were recording our sermons. No, but seriously, like that you preached to the camera better than Glenn and I for sure, which I totally agree with.
And I chalk that up. Honestly, I didn't think about it. One of the things I found when I was preaching to the camera is it was kind of like acting, and I enjoyed acting. And I can do so. I just pretended the camera were people, and I could kind of put my mind there as if. And I think also when you preach to a church, it's because you don't say your age. Yeah. What do you mean I don't say my age is Joy? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
How dare you? How dare you?
What does that? Is that an inside joke, Steve? Or
no,
what?
It's just Newfoundlanders drop their H's sometimes.
Oh, yeah. We find it endearing. So.
No, but anyway, maybe it was preaching in a church of 25, 30 people. You pretend there's more there, and you just preach.
Yeah. No, totally. That's great. Yeah, man. Lots of I love preaching to the teens. When it's a small group, you just feel like it's just casual. You get to have a conversation about it, right? And it's good.
Well, it's funny because in Newfoundland, so I mean, when I was starting out, because Newfoundlanders typically, especially Pentecostal Newfoundlanders, I mean, so we have this image of what you're supposed to sound like when you preach, and you take on this really spiritual voice. Amen.
Holy Spirit.
Yeah, and I couldn't do it, and I refused to do it. And it was funny because people in Newfoundland felt I didn't preach with conviction because
you didn't
I didn't sound like that. And and I said, it's funny because you get caught up in the presentation or what you think it should be, and you're not actually listening to the content at all. And I just have a different style. I just that's not me, and I want to be more authentic,
Yeah.
Because I think that's the key.
Yeah. And there's some people where it's like you see them in person and then you see them preaching, like, oh, that's them all around. Is they're fiery and enthusiastic and all that stuff. It's great. That's awesome. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, some of the best sermons I've ever heard have been from just these quiet, you could barely hear them through the mic kind of people, very calmly laying out some scripture and stuff. And yeah, Amanda says same thing. Worship leading styles or song choice. Yeah, everyone's got a.
It's got to flow. It's got to flow from the heart of that person, right?
Yeah. Well, and here's the beautiful thing about the church. Here's your sermon for the day, is that it's meant to be diversity, dude.
Yep.
It's
we're not all hands. We're not all eyes. We're not all.
Well, and even just
owls,
cultural and ethnic expressions of how we worship and how we gather and how we serve and all, it's just colorful, man. God made the human race really colorful and diverse for a reason, and it's awesome. And we gotta celebrate that. Doesn't mean your expression of it's worse than anyone else's, just that's you, and we celebrate that, and we celebrate how others do it too.
Yeah
Totally. So I don't know if you mentioned it, Steve, but we had this idea, I think you talked about it, of doing more serious talks on topics people want to hear us talk about. I don't know. Did you say anything about that?
I did not. I kind of alluded to why we're doing this Thursdays, but we had talked, me and you had talked, that maybe even once a month dealing with some taken some time to do like a serious discussion on something, or
sober thoughts. Yeah.
Sober thoughts.
Yeah. We're not committing to anything, but it's an idea. If you do have like things you're burning to hear us talk about in the thinking out loud nature of these conversations, let us know. Comment, tell us. We'll maybe hash them out.
Well, and we'll forewarn you. When we talk about these things, we're just spitballing stuff a lot of times.
Yeah.
Because that's our conversations, and as we talk it out, and when we actually no, that's actually not what I believe, but I said it, but it's not necessarily what I believe, but just throwing those ideas out there. And sober thoughts. Sober thoughts. Sober-minded joy.
We're funnier if you are.
See, Joy would enjoy those conversations, right? She would enjoy those conversations then. If that's
sure, it's hot chocolate, Joy. Sure.
Yeah.
We'll never know.
It's actually it's a strong coffee in there. Yeah.
Here's my thing, Steve, is I'm always down to talk. Nothing's off the table. Anything, nothing sacred. Talk, and like, I mean, as a youth pastor, this is the thing where we try to teach parents is like, things can't be off limits to talk about, because then like, when do you talk about them? And there's so many things, like, it's never going to come up organically unless you just sit down and try to have the conversation. And so my thing is all about, if people are game to like have a conversation about any sort of thing that's a hot topic or whatever, with like civility and, hey, we're just airing ideas and we're not trying to be judgmental of any of the ideas. If it's like a safe space for it, I'm always down to do it. We just also recognize
I do have a tendency to be judgmental. I own that.
Fair. And me too. I think we all do. But like, we recognize that social media is not always the best platform for those conversations. But if we're going into it and just kind of like, hey, we're just chatting about stuff because these are real issues or real questions, whatnot, I'm always game to go there. So yeah, that's my take. So if you have things you want to hear us talk about, thanks, Jessica. Let us know. We'll maybe see about doing that.
We'll consider doing a once a month kind of a thing, interacting with some of those thoughts and ideas. Yeah.
Well, cool. 38 minutes.
We've blown past our time.
We always do, Steve. It's like Glenn preaching. It's just, except it's going to be more than 30 minutes.
I laugh, but I'm getting there. I'm like,
I'm there and past him.
I really have trying to be intentional. I need to be succinct. I need to be just get her done, get it to the point.
Yeah. Jessica disagrees. She says go longer, but yeah. Anyways, we should sign off. Kathleen's done. She's done her maybe hot chocolate, and she's ready to go. So
awesome. Well, we're glad you've joined us. For all those who will join in, who will watch this later, feel free to continue to comment. We may not see it right away, but if we see your comments, and we'll interact and leave some comments for some ideas of topics, more serious topics. Jessica had some great ideas for some more lighthearted stuff, which I really like a lot of those. So we're going to use some of those, and maybe we'll have a celebrity guest in the very near future.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like Amanda Sherwin, local
recording artist,
local hero and recording artist. Yeah.
Who made it like number 8 in Toronto. Did you know that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There you go.
That's pretty big.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's sign off.
All right.
Ensign Steven in
I thought you were just going to do it.
The morning.
Because we can't do it together.
We can't do it together. We'll maybe record something. If maybe someone wants to make us like a title slide for our show and then send it to us. That would be awesome. Yeah. Okay.
Great.
Bye. Have a good day, guys. Happy Thursday.